A crop that shouldn't exist, a plant stronger than corn, sweeter than sugarcane, and able to stay alive when the world around it burns. A single stalk that feeds you, waters your animals, sweetens your food, and fuels your fire. A plant so powerful it could have rewritten agriculture. But instead, it was silenced, banned, restricted, erased from American fields during World War II, not because it was weak, but because it was too strong. The archive opens, far from the present. The year is 3000 BCE, Northern Africa, the land where heat does not forgive. Archaeologists digging through ancient hearths in Sudan found something unexpected. Charred grains mixed with ash, fossilized droplets of syrup hardened like amber. They belonged to a plant that had already learned a secret. Scientists only rediscovered in the 21st century how to turn bone-dry heat into fuel, how to grow where other crops surrendered, how to survive, not by resisting the sun, but by embracing it. The plant was sorghum bicolor, but the people called it by a simpler name, the sweet giant. Modern tests revealed a truth the ancients already knew. Sweet sorghum contains juice with sugar levels approaching 17%, nearly rivaling cane sugar. One stalk could sweeten an entire pot. One field could feed a settlement. But sweetness was only half its gift. Sorghum's roots drilled deep into cracked earth. Its leaves rolled inward during drought, and its seeds survived heat that killed other grains. It was not a crop. It was a survival machine forged by fire. By 2000 BCE, it fed villages along the Nile. By 1000 BCE, it powered caravans across deserts. By the 1st century, it reached India, China, and the Middle East. Everywhere it went, the message was the same. This plant does not die. African folklore tells that sorghum was born from lightning. When the sky struck earth, a tall sweet stalk rose from the ashes. Myth or memory, the symbolism was real. Sweet sorghum demanded heat. Where corn shriveled, it thrived. Where sugarcane failed, it thickened with syrup. Where wheat refused to grow, sorghum rose like a torch. For centuries it fed African kingdoms, sweetened Indian villages, and saved China during drought cycles. Then it crossed the ocean. The year is 1619. Virginia. Ships arrived carrying people with no choice, and knowledge no one could steal. Enslaved Africans brought sorghum knowledge, when to plant, how to harvest, how to boil stalks into dark syrup. By the mid-1800s, sweet sorghum covered America. From Kentucky to Texas, farmers called it the crop that refused to fail. During droughts, sorghum survived. During the Civil War, it replaced scarce sugar. Families boiled syrup under open skies. By 1888, America produced over 10 million gallons a year. Entire towns lived on it. It sweetened bread, fed livestock, fueled engines, and held communities together. And then, it became a threat. At the dawn of the 20th century, sugar companies panicked. Sorghum was cheap, drought-proof, and controlled by small farmers, many of them black. It resisted monopoly. Companies funded research calling it inferior. Newspapers labeled it the poor man's sugar. Then came World War II. The government needed uniform, machine-harvested crops. Sorghum needed hands. It was incompatible with machines. In 1942, production was restricted. Banks stopped lending. Universities cut programs. Farmers were pushed toward corn, sugar beets, and imported cane. By 1950, over 95% of sorghum syrup producers vanished. A crop that fed civilizations was erased in one generation. But it didn't die. In Appalachia, Alabama, and family seed boxes, sorghum survived. Elders whispered, "When the heat comes, plant sorghum." Then the heat came. By the late 20th century, corn failed under extreme temperatures. Wheat shrank. Sugarcane retreated. Scientists rediscovered sorghum's power. 1/3 the water of corn. Stable yields in drought. Heat-proof grain, soil-healing roots, and efficient biofuel potential. The crop once suppressed by government policy was suddenly called the future. The revival became cultural. Black farming cooperatives restored syrup making. Indigenous groups replanted heritage varieties. Appalachian mills came back to life. Food historians rewrote erased histories. Sorghum returned to kitchens. Biscuits, cakes, whiskey, barbecue glaze. But its real power wasn't taste. It was endurance. Climate models now predict massive yield losses for corn, wheat, rice, and soybeans. Sorghum remains stable, sometimes increasing. Its genetics carry 6,000 years of drought memory. Its biomass fuels carbon-neutral energy. Its grain feeds people with low glycemic impact. This plant was pushed aside not by nature, but by economics, because it couldn't be controlled, patented, or monopolized. But seeds remember. They wait. Today, sorghum genes are reshaping agriculture. In 2023, U.S. sorghum planting hit its highest level in decades. In 2024, sorghum syrup returned to fine dining. Quietly on small farms and in gardens, the sweet giant is rising again. Not as a relic, but as a teacher, a survivor. A living archive of resilience. A reminder that the answers to our future were always in our soil. Sorghum doesn't care if the world burns, one farmer said. It knows how to live in fire,